I was told by two sources, one royal, one ministerial, that there was a tremendous breakdown between the Charles camp and the Queen's camp. The Queen did not want Diana's body to go to any royal palace, royal chapel. She wanted it left at an undertaker's. Charles, driven by the boys, wanted a proper royal send-off and all the protocol to kick in. The whole thing deteriorated into the most appalling slanging match, which at one point found Charles shouting at Sir Robert Fellows, Diana's own brother-in-law, the Queen's secretary, "Why don't you just go and impale yourself on your own flagstaff?" An extraordinary phrase. And another royal official saying, well, what would you rather, ma'am, that she be taken away in a Harrods van?
8 hours after Diana died, the royal family set off for Sunday church. As always, since the divorce, Diana's name was left out of the royal prayers. Outside Buckingham Palace, the first signs of the extraordinary public reaction to Diana's death. As Prince Charles left for Paris, the Queen was still refusing her former daughter-in-law all royal privileges.
The row continued even while Charles was in the air, because denied royal protocol, he now had to find some way of getting all the things which protocol would normally have provided. What kind of a coffin, the provision of flowers, guard of honour, flags, all the rest of it. And he was now having to call on the government, and there was effectively an open line from the flight deck to number 10.
Sa seule attitude du début jusqu'à la fin, ça a été de se soucier de la princesse de Galles. Sur des détails, on n'a pas retrouvé la deuxième boucle d'oreille. Il n'a cessé de dire non, elle ne peut pas partir sans sa deuxième boucle d'oreille. Enfin, des détails comme ça. On le sentait vraiment, vraiment marqué, complètement bouleversé par ce moment.
There was still a row burning as the plane was coming back as to where the body was actually going to go. The Queen pretty sure now that she'd got her way and that it was going to go straight to the Fulham Road undertakers, and Prince Charles determined to get it to St James's Palace to lie in the Chapel Royal there. The government was being asked to provide for both eventualities. But in the end, Charles got his way.
In the streets around the palaces, anger was building against the royal family. Many blamed them for expelling Diana. The lack of a half-mast flag over Buckingham Palace was taken as a sign of the Queen's unwillingness to mourn.
Now, I know it's tradition that the flag flies at Buckingham Palace when only the royalty are there, but I really would have liked to have seen the flag flying half-mast there as well.
I think they treated her terrible. Absolutely shocking. I don't think they're the most cold people on this earth.
A woman came up to me and said, "Oh, you're that chap from the telly. Can I just tell you this? Why isn't the Queen here? That's what I want to know. Why isn't the Queen here?"
I think it's disgraceful that they're not here in residence, and I think most people I've been speaking to this morning have said exactly the same thing.
And I went back to the studio, to my ITN studio, and told my bosses about all this, and their reaction was exactly the same as I know newspaper editors' reaction was. This is dangerous stuff.
On Thursday, 4 days after Diana's death, newspapers took up the charge.
There was a meeting to discuss the funeral at which senior police officers were present and royal officials. A senior police officer at that meeting, I am told, expressed the view that the Prince of Wales would be booed or worse if he was to turn up in London at such a sensitive time.
The following day, the Queen returned.
There were real worries, according to my ministerial source, about what kind of a reception the Queen was going to get. The worry was things would be thrown, and people would jeer or shout or abuse her. And so the decision was taken that they should do it as near the gates of Buckingham Palace as possible, so that an escape existed if anything went wrong. My royal source says that even the Queen was worried about what kind of a reception she was going to get. There was real fear that she's never previously experienced in her reign.
But would the Queen now respond to the people's will?
First, I want to pay tribute to Diana myself. She was an exceptional and gifted human being. In good times and bad, she never lost her capacity to smile and laugh, nor to inspire others with her warmth and kindness. I admired and respected her for her energy and commitment to others, and especially for her devotion to her 2 boys.
As the day of the funeral dawned, more than 1 million people lined the route.
I'm picking my way through these crowds and bumping into this friend of mine who I'd not seen for a good few months, and always thought he was a bit of an anti-royalist, really. Certainly his position was, well, take it or leave it, and, what's it to me kind of thing. And there he was, with his mother, with a tent, on the pavement, kipping out, and I'm like, what are you doing here? And he just said, well, we had to come. And I thought to myself, she probably would have liked that. That would have made her smile.
And finally, breaking with royal tradition, a flag flew at half-mast over Buckingham Palace.
All over the world, she was a symbol of selfless humanity. A very British girl who transcended nationality. Someone with a natural nobility who was classless, and who proved in the last year that she needed no royal title to continue to generate her particular brand of magic.
The applause, which erupted outside Westminster Abbey and quickly spread inside, was a reminder that for years Diana had battled against the royal establishment. She had at times been vindictive and erratic, but millions worldwide mourned Diana for her compassion and her courage, qualities which in a short but dazzling life she had so often displayed at their best.
Above all, we give thanks for the life of a woman I'm so proud to be able to call my sister. The unique, the complex, the extraordinary and irreplaceable Diana, whose beauty, both internal and external, will never be extinguished from our minds.